Hi, I'm David here from Wargaming Old Guys.
Hi, I'm Scott from Palette of War.
And we're back to share with you another two of our wonderful sponsors for our tournament on the 3rd of March in Burton-on-Trent at Books and Banter. So let's bring on the Banter and War and get on with our sponsors. Okay, so we've got another two sponsors for you today. We've already gone through how many? We've gone through 4 sponsors at the moment, haven't we? Yeah,
so far, yeah.
Two prior videos. So these are the next two sponsors, and they are. I think there's one which is a really small company compared to the other one, and the other one's rather very much bigger. So we're going to go and start with the underdogs to start with, and it's Moonhopper Games, which. I was literally just pointed out to me that the logo is the name. It's kind of like I didn't realize the logo was actually a Moonhopper. Now, some of you who are younger, lot younger than me, lot younger than me, might not actually realize what a Moonhopper is. Go and have a look. They're really good fun. Anyway, yeah. So Moonhopper Games. Now. Again, this is another company that I didn't know about at all.
Yeah.
And we've been you've had some experience with them and
it was a year, 2 years now. I literally saw something on Instagram and just commented like I do, and it just snowballed from there. Will started talking to me. Obviously saw some of the bits I was doing on Instagram, the painting and stuff, and wanted to send his products out because back then his online hobby store was fairly small and starting out and just designing all these new paints, and he just wanted to get them out there and get people using them and putting them out on Instagram. So that's how I got my
your foot into it. But they're a hobby store for wargamers, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're not like some of the other hobby stores, which are just a generalized hobby store, and you just go in and they just happen to have some clump foliage on the shelf, or for some reason they have a random rack of paints in the corner or something like that. But their main trade is through trains or something like that. Yeah, there's a hobby store for wargamers.
Yeah,
and they've got really funky color paints here. They've got some fluorescent paints. We've got here that you've had from them.
Yeah,
and they've lots of technical paints as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
So, what type of technical paints?
It's like your basic stuff. So you got your Martian earth. You got desert sand. You've got a one that's called Castle Wall, which is like an asphalt gravelly kind one. You've got your blood texture paints and all stuff like that. It's not just the paints they do, also they do your basic materials, so like your static grasses, your gravels. There's a few bags out there, there'll be a few pictures we'll put up, but they do all your different kind of little gravel, so you have bags of gravel that's themed around doing lava bases, or they even do a static grass stroke sand that's like a snow effect, which is what I've used some on one of the ice ponds for the tournament. I use some of their snow stuff on that.
Okay, well we'll flash up a picture of that as well. But they do some 3D printing STLs and things as well, don't they? So they got some STLs for some terrain.
Yeah, so various terrain bits. It's all focused around like dungeon tiles. So if D&D, it'd be perfect, or even if you want to make your own Dungeon Saga board up, that'll be perfect as well.
For someone like me, because I've got an FDM printer, and I don't think I've bought a piece of terrain for ages.
Yeah.
So for years, I just print on mine now. I go onto places like this, buy the STL files, and then print them. And if I'm feeling really, really adventurous, I go and spend ages designing my own.
Yeah.
Didn't turn out well last time, so we've gone back to buying the STLs. But yeah, so I think from the sounds of it and the looks of the bits and bobs, they're very they've given us something to put in all the goodie bags, haven't they?
Yes.
In this case, so once we get round to once we've collated everything, we'll show you what's in the goodie bags. But everyone's going to get a technical paint. They're going to get some sort of flock, aren't they? As well?
Some basic materials as well.
But they also provide dice, don't they? They do sets of dice.
Sets of dice.
Different coloured see-through, different coloured and see-through dice and things like that.
Yeah.
And all the funky. I consider them weird dice, like the D8s, the D12s, D20s, D10s, things like that. Things which aren't D6, because a lot of my games run off D6. So there's a wide offering there. They're relatively small. They just need a bit more being noticed, a bit more.
Yeah.
And then they've also got some of my favourite plastic kits, actually, from Wargame Atlantic, the skeleton ones. I've had a look at the skeleton Wargame Atlantic kits. I think are brilliant. I think they've got a load of death fields as well. For Conflict 47 players, they are ace for Conflict 47 models. And Xenos Rampant as well. That's good for that as well. So overall, yes, it's a lovely. Well, I wouldn't really call it a startup anymore, because it's. How old do you reckon it is?
I'm not 100% sure, but it's at least a good at least 2 or 3 years old.
2 or 3 years old.
If not longer, to be honest.
But go and check them out. They got some really nice looking paints and basing materials, and they do fluorescent paints as well, which would do quite well in terrain and things like that. So go and check them out. So that's Moonhopper Games. Big thumbs up. Thanks very much for Moonhopper.
Thank you.
And the next one, based on the bits of terrain on the board, you shouldn't really need any introduction, but we're going to have to introduce them. They are Mantic Games. Now, we started gaming doing the normal "thou shall not be named" company wargaming. Like a lot of people did. They get you into the wargaming, then you realise the masses of gaming companies out there, the games they do. It's got even more diverse recently.
Yeah.
And Mantic has gone from, I don't know, quite a small fish, isn't it? And it's bloomed with the Kings of War. It's got really popular.
That's just in the last 12 months, because it's what 14 months we've been doing it now.
Yeah, and I mean we've done a few battle reports. We've been to the open days and seen how they've progressed, and they've developed quite nicely and very well. They've done a lot of they've started doing, well, not started, continued doing some of their high quality terrain pieces, and they do a lot of bitty games though, don't they? It's like the who's the red
Hellboy?
Hellboy, that's the one with the horns. Yeah. They do Hellboy. They look. They've got fantasy, sci-fi. They've got small scale games, skirmish games.
Boats.
They've got boats. What else? Anyway, they've got large numbers of games. They're really friendly guys as well. They've been very, very
generous.
Yeah, very, very generous. They've been given some terrain for the boards. We've been given a couple of mats for the board. This isn't one of theirs, but we've been given the mats.
Yeah, given 2 mats and the full line of Terrain Crate 3 trees. I think it is.
And prize support as well.
And prize support for first, second, and third.
So Mantic, again, go check them out. They provide, especially their new plastics, are brilliant quality. They're very good detail.
Don't forget the Vault.
The Vault, yes, the Vault. We've been members for the Vault for not quite from the beginning, but nearly from the beginning.
I missed the first one because I was unsure, and then so I've not got the first one yet. But I've got all of them other than that.
But no, we've been busily printing stuff out as well.
Yeah, I've just finished printing all my Hell Strikers out.
Oh yeah, he's going to Clash, and he's just going to kill everybody with like a whole army of Hell Strikes.
It's only 2 hordes in a regiment.
Yes. You're not planning on making any friends, are you?
I play Riftfold, no.
No.
Steve Audrey likes it, that's all that counts.
Okay. So that is what that is our other sponsor for today. So again, go check them out. Brilliant company, really friendly guys over there. They've got a store that you can go and game at as well. And Books and Banter is a premium store for Mantic kit as well. So go and check them out too. And I think that's it.
I'll wrap this one up.
So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Yep, thank you. See you on the next one.